So before I go any further, say thanks to you to all the community and the member of the community forum. As you all know, we set up this Birmingham Community Forum, and we thankful to all the community for the help and signed over 10,000 signature. And this petition was launched and it was complete quickly. And this was presented in the Birmingham City Council full meeting, which is cross-party. I'm thankful to all the parties in Birmingham City Council, which is Liberal Democrat, Conservative Party, and Labour Party. All the councillors, really thankful to you, sir, that you did help and support this petition. And we, like Najab said, unitedly and with discipline achieved what we was looking for. It's not for the only Muslim community. I think what I understand and what I see, I think is for all the communities living in the city council. And I also say, if all the communities issues, if we together, instead of a politics, we do politics. I am a politician. I do politics from a Liberal Democrat Party, and you do from the Labours and Conservatives. We all do. But the community issues, I think we should together and try to solve the problem. Now, I think because like Najab said, it's going to be trial period of 1 year. I think it is a good thing, and it's a good start. Within, say, 20 days, 17 people use that scanner. And I'm sure, I think it's well above 500-600 people will use in here. And it's a big demand. And it's also, it's free of charge. In some cases, if it's chargeable, I think, and I suggest to this, in this mosque, to the community, that we all have some committees. You know, most of people is a member of these committees. And if the case, and if we want to do, you know, if just 250 pounds, and if you just want to do a quick, you know, scanner, I think it's not a big money. So you should, that message, convey to the people, to the committees, that in future, if we see this sort of need, then should a free charge, and if it's after the free, you want to do it quick, just 250, I think it's not a big money. But also, because we got a representative from 3 political parties, and this party will do everything, what's ever happening in Birmingham City Council. That's what we have to understand. This is very important for us to go and use a proper channel. Instead of, you know, blaming each other, I think that's not the proper way. The proper way is, I think, the 3 party representatives there, they will speak with you later on. If you have any problem, use the proper channel. And I don't want to take you a long time, just want a few words in Urdu now to explain what is we achieve and what we want to do in the future. I think there is a problem. The other big issues which I had affirmation from the community, from the mosque and the member of the community, is the burial cost. Burial cost is at the moment is too high. £5,500 for a person. The most money go to the plot, which we, you know, getting all these from Birmingham City Council. And the officials have no more details of that. I think if we could, if it's possible, I think we have to look into this problem as well.
Whatever
this is the problem.
Has been told to you by Raja Shokat and the previous speakers. I think it's a good news that from 1st July, the scanner facility is available, and as it has been told already, that I think this fee of £238 was fixed on the basis that at least there would be 250 post-mortem by that company. And basically the first 3 weeks, there have been 17. So if one goes by that calculation, it would be very easy to meet the target of 250, because last year the Muslim deaths were about 700 in 1 year, which were buried in Handsworth Cemetery. So you can imagine not, I mean, obviously some of those deaths was very due to natural causes and there was no need for post-mortem. But what I'm saying is that the total burial in Handsworth Cemetery last year was about 1,000. And out of 1,000, 700 approximately were Muslims. So I'm quite sure that the 2050 target would be met, and then this facility would become a permanent feature.
Thank you for inviting me here tonight to be able to speak to you about the CT scanner. And it really is a triumph, first of all, from the Birmingham Community Forum and the work they did. Particularly, you already heard about the 10,000 strong petition that was gathered from the community, all coming together to help raise the profile of this issue with the council. And from hard work from councillors like Councillor Zakir Chowdhury, who was always in the council meeting, standing up there, fighting for the community, raising the issue. And Councillors Ewan Mackey are the Conservative spokesman on equality, who is raising this issue as well. As has been said, cross-party people were pushing the council to get this sorted because it has been such a key issue. Birmingham has lagged behind other places in the country, and it's been really a bit of a farcical situation. Birmingham likes to pride itself as being one of the most diverse cities in the country, and yet we were behind the times on this key issue. That's something that's so vital for so many people in the city to be able to meet the burial rights that need to be done. So it's good that it's in place, but it's also not the end of the battle, because firstly it's a 12-month trial, and now altogether we need to make sure that we're still working, keeping the pressure on the council, so that at the end of 12 months' time this doesn't stay as a trial, it becomes a permanent change. And also we need to make sure that the coroner's office itself, the mortuary, is modernised so that we can get a scanner into Birmingham itself. Instead of just being in Sandwell as it is currently, that obviously being shared with other areas decreases the capacity that it can deal with. We want to long term be able to get it into Birmingham ourselves, have our own scanner that can make sure that all the needs of the community are met. I'm sure over the years ahead, everyone in this room, all the councillors here will be speaking to you tonight, will all be working together to help keep the pressure on the council to deliver that. And on behalf of the Conservative Party in Birmingham, honoured and delighted to be able to be here and to be able to support the campaign, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
I would like to first of all start by thanking all the work that Birmingham Community Forum did on the work of getting this petition together. 10,000 signatures is a very, very significant petition in terms of the scale of identifying the scale of the need, and it is very, very important. The council always had a tendency to like the big prestige projects, the things that the leader can stand up and say, oh, well, look at this wonderful new building or this new event. It's really important that the community takes the initiative and stand up and say, this is what we need. And in doing that, you did a huge service, and Showkat, all the work you did, thank you so much, did a huge service and got that done. And then it was, the councillors, Councillor Zakir, Councillor Bababaz, and cross-party, we kept pushing and pushing and pushing, asking questions in full council, asking questions in scrutiny committee to get this done. And as Councillor Alden says, this is a trial, and I think it will be a great success. But we do need to keep that pressure on to make sure that it turns from a trial into a permanent situation. And I think it's also important that we do work in this way cross-community on a number of issues. This is a great first achievement, but there are a lot of stress in the community at the moment, and it's a great example of what we can do, and that we have so much more in common, the diverse communities in Birmingham, and it's so vital that we work together in this way to achieve what we need for everyone. So thank you so much for this success, and I hope it'll be the first of many. Thank you.
Can I welcome everybody from cross-party, councillors, and all guests from local area. Thank you for inviting us and telling us your concerns previously. And I am going to highlight the issues we have tried to achieve and what is left behind, because our community needs a lot more than what has been achieved. To start with, I'm going to start with the scanner. We have been pushing for this nearly up to 3 years now. Particularly myself, I have raised question. The councillors are sitting here, leader of opposition, Councillor Afzal Saab, and so our deputy leader. They can confirm this, that almost every month or second month, I have been raising this issue with our leader in full council, that there was a great need for our community, the scanner, and also there are a lot of other issues. And thankfully, 3 leaders of Birmingham City Council has gone and come in, and we have managed to achieve this because every leader was coming in and I was pushing for our needs. And at last we have succeeded. Now we have succeeded. On 1st of July they started this trial for 1 year. So I, at last meeting, Councillor Officer was there as well, and I raised this with cabinet member that why did you not let us know that the trial period has already started. It was already started 3 weeks ago. It was last week when we had a meeting, and I said, please, could you tell us when we will know that we will be able to inform the community that this thing has been achieved.
First of all, I want to thank Birmingham Community Forum for the work that they've done with the petition. Also, I'd like to thank my party, the Liberal Democrats, who presented this petition in full council. Last year in July, a cross-party working group was set up. This was to look at mortuaries and bereavement services. Myself and Councillor Zakir were the Liberal Democrat Party. We were our representatives for that working group. Right? And that working group was to look at, it was looking at the death certificates that you receive at the hospital. Why is there delays in the hospital? Why is it taking so long to receive to get the death certificates?
I'm an ex-councillor, so it's not going to be political, believe me. I'd like to invite the leader, deputy leader, and councillor officer as well. First of all, I'd like to say thank you so much to Birmingham City Council, cross-party, for bringing on what we've been asking for many, many years. But we are forgetting one thing as well here today, is it was the Muslim community that pushed for this as well as the Jewish community.
Yes.
Because they were part of this petition, part of the meetings, right from the day one. So they shouldn't be forgotten here today.
No, nobody forgot.
Yeah. No, I just wanted to highlight because they never had a mention about anything about. But the problems, that arise, we've spoken to, the coroner. She is a very hard person to get along with, and we've got a few other funeral directors here, and I think she'll listen to you guys because clearly you guys are elected. But we've had a case where the gentleman sitting right at the back. This was last week. Now I can talk about this case. I won't mention the person's name who passed away, but the gentleman passed away on a Friday, not this Friday gone, the Friday before. He died at home. So that case was then passed on to the coroners. Now, obviously, the coroners are closed Saturday and Sunday, opened the case on Monday. Nothing happened for the whole week. Now, when they phoned the coroner's office to say that basically we need to get this pushed under religious grounds, now that's been passed through courts now. Under religious grounds, you can speed up the process. They were informed that a post-mortem examination needs to be taken place. So the family said, we want a CT scan done. Then they said to the family, do you know a CT scan will delay things for you? Now, this hasn't happened to one family. This has happened to many, many families that we deal with on a regular basis. And we've got brothers here as well from different funeral directors. So this is the scaremongering that the council officers are doing within the council. So, council officer, where you're saying that we want to achieve this target, a target can be achieved, no doubt. But this scaremongering needs to stop within the coroner's office. Because obviously if they tell the family, you've got, if you get a post-mortem done, you can have the body tomorrow. But if you get a scan done, it'll take 4 days. Now what would the family think? We want to get it done quickly, because as Muslims, we want to do a burial quickly. But, and then it's taken, a whole 10 days before we got these gentlemen's body and we sent the body to Pakistan. So it was repatriation as well. So it's taken 10 days to basically send this gentleman to Pakistan. So at the end of the day, I think bringing the scanner is a bonus because...
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I think it's a great pleasure to be here this evening. First and foremost, let me thank the Birmingham Community Forum, Rai Shaukat Saab, and the rest of the community, particularly the councillors all across party who've carried out this great project. Particular people who've issued this, Councillor Zakarullah, Babar Baz and the rest of the team have put this forward, including all political cross-party members and politicians and parties. You've done a great job. And let me make this absolutely clear. I think, when any elected party or politician is elected, of course, the public has a full right to question them. At the end of the day, it's the taxpayers' money that is being spent on them. So I think, regardless of whether it's Babar or anybody else, if they feel that they need to ask any politician or any political party any question, they need to be answered transparently for the communities. Other than that, what I would also particularly say is that, look, there are many other issues which we've already mentioned. There's drugs issues. There's, at this particular moment, knife crime is a very big issue here in Birmingham. Almost every week we hear these stories about these issues. That's something else we need to unite on and work forward. As far as our team is concerned, alhamdulillah, under the supervision of Raj Shaukat Saab, who's doing a great job. We are all a part of this. I can vouch to stand and say the mosque that we cover in Aston, Jamia Masjid Al-Ghawsiyah, unfortunately, Naib Hussain Mughal Saab, who's the General Secretary, should be here very shortly, I believe. We've managed to gather many thousands of signatures from Aston, Peribar, Witton, and I think this proves very clearly that when the community wants something, when the community needs something, all we need to do is unite. Once we're united, we've seen the results, we can achieve anything. This is not impossible. It's so simple. It's a matter of unity, matter of faith and discipline. And above all, rather than pulling each other down, rather than pulling each other's legs on daily basis, my part is this and your part is this and I've done this and you've done this. If we can stop this childish behavior, of course, everybody knows their councillor. There is nothing hidden. I was born in Aston. I know who my councillors are, the amount of work I've done. If he's born in Sparkhill or if you're born in Sparkbrook or whatever, you know exactly what your councillors are doing and what they're capable of. So at the end of the day, people are wise, people are educated, particularly the young generation is very wise and educated. And I'm sure we see the results year upon year. But now, obviously, in the next 4 years, when we start, going for the elections and the campaigns and so on. So once again, thank you very much for all the team. As always, Saab, myself, is fully supporting you. You know that very well. My father, Naib Hussain Mughal Saab, is fully supporting you right behind you on all the missions that you're doing, and we will do so in the coming future as well. Many thanks for that, and also thanks for all the press, and not forgetting ZMC Network, who's covering this live coverage this evening. Thank you very much to Choy Zaid Saab and the rest of the press that's here tonight. Thank you.
I think a lot has been already said in regards to the scanner, the struggle we did for the last few years, and we have achieved that. And with the Birmingham Community Forum, we have to congratulate that across the party people are in the Community Forum, and we think that this is a great achievement for us. If you people who have been supporting this struggle for the last few years, if you are not going to support us, then we wouldn't have been able to achieve this. I also thanks the city, also thanks the councillor, all the councillors who have actually fought for us, and particularly the community and the young people who have been in the forefront. Like Shahzad said, that we should continue this struggle, because you can achieve anything with the struggle. If you just sit at home and say nothing, do nothing, don't do any support to any community forum.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you, Raja Saab, for inviting me. It's an honor for me to be here. Thank you, everyone. I think this issue was a great need to resolve this issue. It wouldn't be possible without the community. It's great to see all the community got together in this, and because of that, we achieved this. I think we should hope and we should continue with our work, as this is not the only issue. There are more issues which come in the future, and it's great to see that the whole community here. All the councillors here, it's great to see them together as well on this issue. This issue affects over 1,000 of people which live in Birmingham, but hopefully, inshallah, once as a community we will achieve our next goal. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Last speaker, before I call on last speaker, I would like to say thank you to media
which is especially Zahid Chaudhry's legacy.
Well, we're here at this great mosque here in the great city of Birmingham. Today we were talking about the CT machine, which has been approved by Birmingham City Council. From 1st of July, the Muslim community will take full advantage of this machine, which we have been requesting for many, many years, particularly the last 2 years. The Birmingham Forum has been heading this great project. Now I have the leader of the Conservative Party, Councillor Councillor Robert Oldman, who's here with me, has been working extremely hard. This was a cross-party mission. This was including the Labour Party, the Conservative Party, and it's been headed by the Liberal Democrats. However, let's get to Councillor and see what he's got to say about this great achievement this evening.
Thank you. And the Conservative Party in Birmingham was delighted to support the campaign to get a CTT scanner. It's vital that it happened for the community of all faiths to be able to use this to expedite burial rites. So it's delighted it's happened. It's key. It's only a 12-month trial. So the next thing now is continuing the work, keeping the pressure on the council to make sure what is a 12-month trial becomes a permanent thing. And then we can make sure that everyone is able to benefit from it.
As you know, there are many, many issues within the community as well, particular, when we're highlighting the spaces which are running out in the Handsworth Cemetery. I'm referring to the Muslim community. Obviously, there are many other options we have, particularly the option we have in Sutton Coldfield, we've been hearing earlier on in the meeting. What are your future projects and aims for the Muslim community, particularly when it comes to the burial services?
Well, what you've seen is a cross-party group going out from the three parties in Birmingham to look at all the burial sites in the city to work out how they can best make sure that they meet the needs of the community. That's what's absolutely vital, so that the community can make sure they can go through the burial situation. It's an incredibly sad time anyway in some passes. And what we need to make sure is that is made as easy and as painless as possible, with the council doing all they can to support it. And that work will be continuing over the next few months.
Thank you very much, Councillor, for your continued support, and the rest of your colleagues from the Conservative Party. Many thanks. And I hope and I pray that in the coming weeks, months and years, we can achieve this CT machine on permanent basis. Many thanks for that. I have Councillor Afzal, who represents the Aston Ward here. He's been a great part of this great project which has been going on for approximately 2 or 3 years. Councillor, you're very well aware of this machine, which was a much needed machine for the Muslim community here in the great city of Birmingham, and I'm sure you and the rest of your colleagues right across all political parties have supported this. What would you like to say about this, sir?
I think it's a very good news that City Council and the Coroner Office have started this post-mortem and this is a big success for the community. All the councillors, it was a cross-party approach, and City Councils have made this arrangement along with the 6 other councils to have this CT scan post-mortem, and I'm quite sure that this will remain a permanent feature, and as the number of post-mortem would increase, I hope that the cost of post-mortem would also decrease.
Another question which I'm sure many people in this meeting this evening have put forward to yourselves and put forward to the rest of the cross-party politicians as well, is that at this particular moment we're really lacking the space which we have in Handsworth, particular graveyards running out. Now we have Sutton Coldfield in mind. What would you say about that, particularly with the Muslim community? As you know, it's going to be very, very difficult if they can't get the facilities. When I'm talking about the facilities, I'm talking about the wuzu area, I'm talking about, certain issues on that side. What would you say if we had to move to Sutton?
Well, we are all trying that there should be some facilities at Sutton Cemetery as well as in Kings Norton Cemetery, because Kings Norton is also a new cemetery. Sutton Hall is also a new cemetery. As far as the Handsworth is concerned, I think at the moment, within a year, it would become full up. So we are trying that there should be facilities for the Muslim community.
I think it's a great pleasure to have you and the rest of your colleagues on board who have supported this mission and this project, and no doubt I'm sure you will continue to support community issues right across the board. Many thanks for your kind words. Thank you. Councillor Zakarullah Khan, who represents the Liberal Democrats and who actually led this whole project alongside Roger Harmer and Councillor Baba Nawaz regarding the CT machines. And as I said before, CT machine was a much needed project here in Birmingham because people particularly...
So we have no facilities, and our demand is that we should have some sort of facilities where we could sit down, and also for janaza, facilities that we can facilitate janaza.
I have Roger Harmer here with me, who's the Assistant Liberal Democrat leader here in the great city of Birmingham, who's worked extremely hard when it came to this CT machine issue, this project which has been going on for the last 2-3 years. Roger's been in front line working on this issue. Roger, first of all, let me congratulate you, of achieving the 12-month trial. Of course, we may want to make sure that this is not just for 12 months. We want to make sure that this is on a continuous basis. As a city councillor, you've led this whole project alongside the rest of the Liberal Democrat councillors and all cross-party councillors and politicians. What would you like to say about this great achievement that you've achieved, this CT machine?
Well, I think it's actually really an achievement for the over 10,000 people who signed the petition to get the council to start this trial and then turn it into a full-time CT scanner for the people of Birmingham. Because it's by having those 10,000 people putting their names up, it's demonstrated to the leaders of the council that it's something that the community wants, the community needs, and the council needs to respond to it. The council is the servant of the people, or it should be. And that the strength of that will there has demonstrated what it needed to do. So that's a big achievement for people.
Roger, as you know, the Handsworth Cemetery, when it particularly comes to the Muslim community, we're really lacking space. And I think within the next 12 months, we might not have any more burial facilities within Handsworth. Now, this evening, we have discussed that Sutton Coldfield is another option for us, and Kings Norton is another option for us. But the particular reason why I'm asking you this is that the facilities that the Muslims need when it comes to, wuzu and many other things which they have to prepare themselves before the burial. How far are you going to go in terms of supporting this issue for the Muslim community if we have to go into Sutton Coldfield or if we have to go to Kings Norton?
Yeah, we will keep working. The achievement of this trial is just the start. We'll keep working with my colleagues, Councillor Zakir Chowdhury, Councillor Baba Baz, my leader, Councillor John Hunt, to hold the council to account, to make sure that the facilities are there for the people that need them from all communities.
One of the leading role players for the Birmingham Community Forum. He's been working extremely hard from day one when it came to this issue of CT machines, not just a CT machine, but many other issues the Birmingham Committee is running at this particular moment. But let me just focus on this issue. Today it's a great achievement by the City Council, who has now given a 12-month trial to go ahead with the CT machine. This is all your great hard work. This is a great hard work of the community. What would you like to say regarding the CT machine?
Yes, first of all, let me thanks to the Birmingham City Council who approval this for 12 months period, and also the Birmingham Community Forum, who is the leading Rai Shaukat Saab, ex-councillor, and Faisal Mirza Saab, Barrister Ayub, Shehzad Iqbal, myself, and the other committee. We are work very hard to achieve this chief. And now, Alhamdulillah, we got the CT scanners now, and it's for not for one people. It's for the whole Muslims who lives in Birmingham, and it's the first time that we got CT scanners in Birmingham. So thanks to all the committee, thanks to Birmingham City Council, thanks to Rai Shaukat Saab, who we are achieved this. Thank you very much.
I have here the person who's been heading this complete project from day one, our ex-councillor Rai Shaukat Saab, who was heading this not just on his own, in fact with the rest of the team that you have seen on this particular report, and cross-party politicians from Birmingham City Council and their leaders as well. Rai Shaukat, so first of all, let me congratulate you on this great achievement. I know this is a 12-month trial, but of course with your support and the support of the community, this will be a continuous a mission that will go on. First and foremost, what would you like to say to all our communities who are watching this report regarding the CT issue?
First of all, I thanks to the people in Birmingham who helped us to sign a petition. And the petition was signed over 10,000 people. And this was presented in Birmingham City Council by the Liberal Democrat councillor and supported by the cross-party councillors, which is, I think, it's good news. And this shows that if you together discipline, you could achieve whatever the need of the community. Well, what I say to the community now, the scanner was the big need of the community, because when somebody died, the people come all over the country, and then now the coroner will do the post-mortem and take a long time. But now, inshallah, this problem is now solved. But the important message to the community is this, that please do use this scanner now, because the condition they're providing us this scanner for 1 year trial basis, that we have to 250 people have to use this, and then next year it will be permanent. And I also today raised the other issues like a burial, which costs too much money. At the moment, the burial cost in Birmingham is about 5,500, which we raise, and it's my aim, and the Birmingham Community Forum's aim is that we should have a burial place like a cemetery inside in inner city. I think I identified the place as well, and the next meeting of Birmingham Community Forum, we're gonna discuss on this issue.
The active member here of the forum is Zafar Mahmood Saab. You've been active from day one when it comes to this CT issue. Today it's a great achievement by yourself and the rest of your team, achieving this CT machine. What's your message to the community?
Thank you very much. First, I would like to thank ZMC for taking this interview. I think this is a great achievement. It was not a one man show. It was a whole community got together, and so it's a very important issue because it affected most of the Muslims that live in Birmingham, and it's a great achievement, like you said. But inshallah, we'll continue to work with the community. We've got other issues that needs tackling as well.
Thank you very much, Zafar. Many thanks. Thank you. I have another very active member who's also the GS for this great organization. Faisal Mahmood Saab, you have been so active in this project. You've been going door to door. You've been, going to mosques, community centers. You've been going to many other institutions in Birmingham and surrounding areas to make sure that this CT machine was received. Today, the good news is, let me congratulate you first. The good news is that now we have received this machine. I know, although it's a 12-month trial, what would you like to say and what's the message to the community out there on behalf of your organization?
Thank you, Shazad. I'm really glad. And what we start a couple of years ago, we start the project. We're going to do non-political organization. We found a non-political organization to do some activities, works, especially for the Muslim community and the rest of the community as well. We achieved one step ahead today. CT scans, we got the CT scans for the next 12 months. Inshallah, we got other issues as well. We're going to raise it. We know the issues there. We try to work together and need to solve those issues as well. Like knife crimes is the biggest issues going on in the youngsters. Secondly, they got the barrier issues going on. We need to work together. Inshallah, we work as a team. Inshallah, we achieve all the issues, inshallah.
My question to you is that you represent many mosques here in the great city of Birmingham. What's your message to all the mosques? Because as you are very well aware that we need a minimum of 250. Now, if we can't achieve that target, it's going to be impossible for this scanner to go on. So what's your message to the community centers, i.e. stroke mosques and imams and the teachers and the scholars? What's your clear message to them?
Okay, today we called the press conference. The reason is that we called the press conference from 1st of July for the next 12 months. And we need to do that minimum 250. You're right. The problem is this, that we call the peoples in, the people's not aware. We already got it. We already did 3 weeks on. Now the media and the other peoples need to spread this message wisely everywhere. The people use this facilities. Otherwise, next year, if we can't achieve that target, next year, obviously, you never know we can get this or not.
Now, have Raja Javed Iqbal Sab here, who's been working from day one on this CT issue. Raja Sab, you've been an active member of this project. Today we've received the results that we were looking forward for. We've achieved the results. I know it's although a 12-month period, a trial period. What would you say to all the community?
Yeah, we are very happy that Birmingham's form put the petition in about 1.5 years ago for the CT scanner, which is been given by the city council now, and it is very big news for all the Muslim that who have
Thank you. Thank you very much for your kind words and your continued support. Thank you. Babar Baz, thank you very much. And first of all, let me congratulate you on your great victory on behalf of your Liberal Democrats and your colleagues who have put this forward to all cross parties in Birmingham City Council and who fully supported you on this great issue about the CT machine. This was a much needed in the Muslim community. In fact, it's much needed in all the communities. Today, it's a celebration that you've achieved this. What's your message to the community?
I want to thank the community who signed this petition. I want to ask this community to please on future projects work together. As one community, we can achieve big results. Thank you.
Babar, as you know, that there are many issues when it comes to the Muslim communities, particularly with burial. As you know, Handsworth is running out at this particular moment. I'm referring to the Handsworth Cemetery. Although you said in your speech that Sutton Coldfield is available and also Kings Norton is available, of course, the facilities won't be the same what we have in Handsworth. What would you say regarding that, please?
There is a difference in the facilities in Sutton Coldfield and Handsworth, and these are the issues that we are fighting with the cabinet member. We are asking for the same facilities to be provided in Sutton Coldfield.
Babar, once again, let me congratulate you for your hard work and for your braveness when it comes to raising your voice in the council. As I think you're doing a great job alongside the rest of your colleagues. Many thanks and congratulations again. Viewers, there you go. This was a report which we have put together for you on behalf of ZMC TV. This was the ICT. We're talking about the CT machine, which Birmingham City Council has approved on a 12-month period, on a 12-month trial. However, after 12 months, they will reassess this issue and they will reconsider whether they will give it on a permanent basis or not. But I have no doubt alongside the rest of the community that once we have 250 people and above using these facilities, there will be no objection for the council to allow this on permanent basis. Once again, on behalf of the community who have supported this, on behalf of all the councillors on cross-party Birmingham City Council, we're looking forward to work with you in the coming future as well. On behalf of ZMC TV, thank you very much, and hopefully we'll keep you up to date with many reports and what's happening in the great city of Birmingham and around the great city of Birmingham. This is myself, Shahzad Iqbal, reporting from the great city of Birmingham. Many thanks.